Yes, we are training for only month for everything monthly. Yes, we are so confident for today, for a great final. I trust in my team. I trust in my gameplay, in Guifera, in Avaré with a coach. And is this trust in Brazil?
That's the confidence that we love to hear. Guifera, another World Final for you. It's been a few years since the last time you were there. What it means to be back at that stage again?
Today it's a different final because represent my country, Brazil, 5 times world champion. It's an honor to represent the country with Piala, Neymar, Ronaldinho, Fenomeno. It's the opportunity of my life.
It is insane to be back right there. Best of luck. And before to end, let's go with Thiago. Thiago, coach, what a wonderful player you are as well. But any message you want to send to all the fans or your family, people that is rooting for you guys from home? It's your time.
A gente está pronto, a gente está preparado, focado. A gente conta com a torcida, o apoio e a energia positiva de todo o Brasil. Vamos para cima deles. Vamos, Brasil!
And that's it. Brazil into the grand final in a really good shape.
Cole, I feel like they're putting more pressure on themselves, naming all those excellent players there.
I was thinking when Guifera was starting, I was thinking, how long have we got? Because he could have gone for an hour naming Brazilian legends. And I think they'd have been looking at the Indonesian defence in the other game up against Turkey. They conceded 4 goals up to that point, up to game 1. They conceded 4 more in game 1. So if they've spotted some elements, if their coach has spotted some elements of defensive weakness and frailties in Indonesia, and it's been tough to claim those upon us up to this point, then that might be an avenue for their victory.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they are facing Indonesia, of course. And Binon Boyes has been our Axe Player of the Day twice over the last 3 days. And he actually spoke to Alex earlier on today.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Look with who we are. Binon Boyes, aka Rizky Faidan, the captain of Indonesia. Faidan, grand final. I know what it means to you, but let us know what it really feels to be in the grand final.
Yeah, I feel so excited right now. We are trying to gathering all our focus right now. We are trying to beat Brazil in every way possible, in every possible way.
Yeah, interesting. At the end, it will be a really tough battle, best of 3. You know them very well, Brazil, Indonesia, Indonesia, Brazil. Do you think any detail where you think you have a study, you can be better than them? Attacking, defending, long balls. What do you think are the strengths of Indonesia in the final?
Sorry?
What do you think are the strengths of Indonesia in the final?
Maybe I can tell right now, just let's see in the finals.
And that's it, confident on it. And before to go, on a message you want to say for your community, for your country?
Maybe I will say in bahasa, it's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So buat semuanya, terus dukung kita Timnas Indonesia di Football Console final malam ini. Kita bakalan lakuin yang terbaik dan bawa pialanya pulang ke Indonesia.
And that's it. Rizky Faidan, Binon Boyes, the man from Indonesia, about to start the grand final.
Great stuff there, Alex. Thank you so much. And thank you, Binon Boyes, for your time as well. Well, it's great to hear from the team. Let's now hear from some of their supporters as well.
Congratulations to Timnas Indonesia eFootball for reaching the World Cup final. All the best for the final and bring the trophy back to Jakarta. Kita Garuda.
There we go. It's so great to have these supporters from across the world supporting the teams. The fans are loving it. The players are loving it as well. The Brazilian squad, what are they thinking right now, Wes?
Well, they've got everything on their minds in terms of they just need to get their game plan set and ready to go, and they look ready.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we heard from the Indonesian supporters and their contingent. Let's hear from the Brazilian fans now.
Fala, rapaziada do eFootball. Fiquei sabendo que a gente chegou em mais uma final aí. Tô passando aqui para desejar boa sorte, que possa dar tudo certo e vocês consigam trazer mais essa para casa. Valeu? Tamo junto, boa sorte.
The reaction to that as great. Chris, you love that as well. Shaking your hands.
I love that. I'm standing here like, where's his magic hat? What a player. What a player.
Okay, well, the time is almost now for these two teams. One of them is going to write themselves into the history books and be our first ever FIFAe World Cup finalists on the console side of things. Well, there's nothing else left to say, guys. Enjoy watching this tonight. I'm going to enjoy handing it down to our caster duo for this one. It is Brazil taking on Indonesia in the company of Harry Channon and Alex Alguacil.
A rematch 5 years in the making. For one side, a chance at redemption. For the other, maybe deja vu. On that day in 2019, Brazil's Gui Ferreira lifted the Co-op trophy in London, the English capital, and it is Brazil that start off stronger here. But 4,000 miles away here in Riyadh, it could be a different story for Indonesia. Alex, welcome and strap yourself in. This is a best of 3 for the ages here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Thank you, Harry, and welcome everybody to the grand final here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, because only one country will be crowned today as the FIFAe World Champion 2024. So we'll see if Brazil or Indonesia will lift that trophy, but there will be a long story because first we are getting into this game one, and it's Brazil on possession.
Yeah, we've seen it once already today. Starting a final the right way can set you up for success. And with both nations here having aspirations of lifting that beautiful trophy in the middle of that stage, you've got to say the first goal in this first game, Alex, whichever way it goes, I think the roof might just come off this place. For now, Brazil with Richarlison trying to build here in the opening 15.
Yeah, it's a completely battle technically, tactically between two monsters of e-football across the world. We have seen great control so far from Brazil taking the initiative, but will they keep that one? Let's see. Game one is so important. Any details matter. And obviously, taking the lead will change and will define drastically the pace of the game.
Absolutely, it will. That first period of play, 15 minutes gone. We now have a pause here on the stage while we make sure everything is under control. Has a chance for us, Alex, to do our own analysis. The desk broke it down perfectly, but I want to know yourself, as a previous Co-op world champion of this esport, what are the keys to victory here for both Indonesia and Brazil?
I think case based on mentally, because games are predicted to be really tough from game one. Those details, those timing, those initiatives that you need to keep doing as usually is the most difficult thing to perform right here at the stage. Because, you know, the lights, everybody, the pressure will be on the shoulder of the players. And to perform at your level is not that easy right there. So we'll see Brazil with those long balls, those chain of play from left to right, approaching those left back, right back in a really wonderful way during the whole competition. We'll see if they can keep using it properly in this game, or they need to find out new solutions. On the other hand, Indonesia with that lovely play, that full attack with that 4-2-2-2 formation, approaching those two AMEF on the sides. I mean, it is difficult for everybody to be right there, but if someone can be there performing at they expect, it's Indonesia.
Indonesia, the highest scoring nation so far here in Riyadh at the FIFAe World Cup 2024 featuring eFootball. 35 goals up to this point. The next nearest, Turkey, on 22. They've scored 13 more goals than the second highest scoring nation here at the World Cup.
Yeah, probably it's a country that we have seen many more resources in a different way of attack, defend, to get into by the side, by the center lines. Brazil have a really more defined way of play, but that doesn't mean it's worse for sure. They go Guifera, 2 times world champion, 1 time world champion on co-op. Joao Victor, one of the stars worldwide in football. Everyone is taking an eye on him because they know how good they are. But what about Indonesia? Reigning champs of the AFC Asian Cup on co-op back in January, coming with Rizky Faidan, the main captain, the main star, with just 21 years old, coming to this stage with the hungry of victory on becoming world champion next to Elga and Akbar Paudi. What a 2 players. Yesterday, Harry, Elga in that second game of the semi-final versus Turkey was unbelievable, and they need that version of him. So we'll see if today in the grand final they can find that chemistry, those passes, those movements, that's why they are famous for.
And that's what these 2 nations are a best of 3 away from. The FIFAe World Cup Winners' Trophy. And you're right, Alex, Indonesia in the semi-final yesterday against Turkey. They won the best of 3, 2 games to 0, but scored 10 goals.
That's a lot. It's not easy, because co-op is a different story, ladies and gentlemen. The gameplay on 1v1 and co-op is a different story. It's more about chemistry. It's not that just 1v1 situation. It is important, but the chemistry, the tactics, to have those automatics movement predefined from before is so important. At the same time, difficult to perform.
Incredibly difficult. And I think it's interesting to give the viewers here in Riyadh and also wherever you're watching in the world this grand final, the context. These 2 captains on either side have met each other in a grand final, a world finals before. 2019 world finals. The place is London, England, my home country, and actually my first taste of e-football as a commentator. A Liga Sul Stars, the Brazilian outfit, taking on Rizky Faidan there in the co-op finals. On that day, it was Guifera of Brazil that won the... it was a best of 1 back then, I believe. It was 2 goals to 0. He says, interestingly enough, it's a different final than London, and Guifera came out on top. I think that's important to note the mentality. He's not approaching this as if, hey, I won in London 5 years ago, it means I'm going to win here.
Yeah, it's completely a moment when you need to step up, forget everything around, forget what happened on day 1, 2, and 3 here. It's right now, Harry. It's right now, take your teammate, communication, play in, and be that player that everyone knows that you are like that. So we'll see, ladies and gentlemen, grand final. What a tournament has been, and only 2 teams, the best 2, are here in the grand final. And I'm sure the whole eFootball community across the world are really watching this game right now, supporting Brazil, Indonesia. But the most important is enjoying eFootball at his maximum level.
2 of the most passionate nations, I think, within the entire sphere of eFootball. I mean, we're seeing it here in the arena here in Riyadh. It's unbelievable, the Indonesian drums we're hearing Brazil chants, the neutrals are getting involved. It really is just pure passion on both sides. When you're up there on the stage, you do have soundproof headphones, but when you can hear the crowd over the soundproof, the white noise, does it affect you? Do you let it get to you at all, or is it very much you're locked in on the final?
I think the worst part is the minutes before to play the match. When you start, you are in your place, you are in your comfort zone. It is through this brace called freeze you a little bit, the rhythm, the feeling with the game. Let's see. Anyway, we will come back in a few moments. No problem. Chill at home. We have a lot of info to go through, and that's the best of it. At the end, we can talk about the player, about the history of all of them. Rizky Faidan, Guifera, Joao Victor, Elga. I think they all have been in this situation before. And that's the most important thing. They know what it feels to be right there. And they are hungry for victories, having to be crowned as a world champion. Because this game, ladies and gentlemen, is not just about nations, not just about Indonesia or Brazil. It's just about also to see who is going to be the actual best player of eFootball around the world. If it's Rizky Faidan, Joao Victor, that battle as well is so interesting to stage about. And